name is Francis Arthur Abano, and today I'll do my ScienceActivity activity about soil texture. So today we'll find out of how does soil differ in terms of texture. So the items we'll be needing are a variety of soils. So these are the types of soils that we collected from the park. We got soil from the garden, from under the tree, from the playground, and we also got some sand. We also need some water and an aluminum pan. We also need a dropper so that to drop the water onto the soil. So let's start. Anyways, before we start, I would like to say that my mom collected these soil, not me. That's because since it's pandemic, us kids aren't allowed to go outside. So let's start. So the first step to do is grab a handful of soil. I'll go for garden soil first. The second step is to add a few drops of water until it's pliable. So roll the soil until it becomes a ball. Grab another handful of soil. We are going to get out the soil from under the tree. And that's it. Next one we'll be proceeding to is the soil from the playground. One. All I need to do is just get this out. Good thing there's plastic. Good thing there's plastic. Then the sandy soil easily gets water. It's like when you put water on it, it easily consumes it. It's like the water disappears in like a second. So now the soil that came from the garden is actually a loamy soil. So my observations were it felt very soft and very silky. That's why it's the loamy soil. So the next one is the soil that came under the tree. So the soil that came under the tree is actually clay soil. So it was actually quite hard to roll, and it felt really sticky. The third one that came from this third type of soil that came from the playground was very smooth and very soapy. That's why it's a silty soil. So the last one, the sand soil, it's actually a peaty soil. So it was very hard to roll, and for peaty soil, once you add water, it won't end up like a ball, which looks like ours. So the next activity is soil formation. So what we're now going to learn is how a soil forms. So what we'll be needing are school garden or grounds. We need a journal, a magnifying glass, gardening tools, which we already have, and disposable handbags. So the first step is go outside to different places on school ground and see how soil is different and is made up of different materials. So since me and I can't go outside the pandemic, my mom went to get the types of soil we need. And the second step is dig soil from under bushes, under trees, on open ground, and put the soil into large, separate plastic bags. So then again, my mom did it for me since it's the pandemic. So the third step is use a magnifying glass and examine the different materials that are in each soil sample to see that the soil mixture and might have different purposes. Next one is the soil we got from under the tree, and it's a clay soil. Tree soil, sandby. Okay, you stand right here. No, you stand right here. Okay, first I have to crush a rock. Not rock. Felt in the soil is that they're properly stick together, like they form in formations, not like rocks, but like this. And then when you crush it, and I also observed that it's quite silky like the loamy soil, but quite hard to crush. Well, this type of soil is called the clay soil. Stay here, my brother. The third one is the soil from the playground. And it is a silty soil. Oh, wow. So they all seem to be rocks, but they're not. They're actually just hard structures like the last one we had. Oh, this one's a rock. Okay, so what I felt of the soil is that there are large structures like this one that happen to be large ones made of soil like the last one, but even larger. So it's kind of silky and it's really easy to crush. So this soil is a silty soil and it feels really soft. Moving on to the very last one, the fourth one, the peaty soil. Hold on, it's tied up. So the final last one is a peaty soil. It's the sand soil, and it's a peaty soil. So peaty soils are really hard to roll into a ball once they're inside the water. So it feels really spongy when you touch them and once they're in water. Ooh. So what I've observed in the soil is that there are tiny bits of grains to create it, and they're colored like white or gray. It's really soft and it easily falls off your hand. The other thing I also noticed is that it feels like some kind of sand, but in a different color. So that's all. So bye. Well, this is a peaty soil. It's made from grains like sand. It feels really soft. And the other thing I noticed is that it's like gravel. Bye! So the last and final activity is called jam jar soil. So what we'll be experiencing today is what type of soil is found in your garden. So what we'll be needing are 3 jam jars, which we have here. We have different types of soil. We also have a steering rod. And lastly, we need water. So, the first step is take 3 clean and clear jam jars filled each with 3 different type of soil samples you're experimenting with. So, we have 3 different types of soil we have. First, we'll be using sand soil, which is actually peaty soil. We'll be using soil from the playground, which is silty soil. Soil from under a tree, which is clay soil, and that's it. So first of all, we'll be starting with the peaty soil, aka the sand soil. So the second step is add clear water until the jars are nearly full. Is use a steering rod to mix each of them thoroughly. Done steering each of them thoroughly, this one, and then leave the jars peacefully for 1 hour. Bye for now, jam jar. It's been 1 hour, and let's check on the jars. So the first jar, we put sand on it, and based on my observations, when I was steering it, it started to turn a little. The sand here started to go up because it acted like a tornado when I was steering it. So then, after that, when I stopped steering and left it for an hour, the sand went down pretty quickly, and that's how it ended up with a tint of gray color, which is nearly clear, but quite blurry, very blurry. So the second jar that we filled with the soil from the playground, the jar here, when I was steering it, the soil down here went up like a tornado, which is another example from the first one. So after that, after I stopped steering and left it for an hour, it went down not too fast or not too slow. And that's how it ended up with a light brown color, which is like the murky waters in the swamp. And the final one, the glass which we filled with soil from from the under the tree. When I mixed it, it started to turn dark brown. And then when I left it for an hour, it started to go down really slowly. And that's how it ended up with this brownish color on the middle, dark brown color on the bottom, and light brown color on the top. Bye!